Yo, what's going on YouTube family? K Souls back here with another video. Lately, I've been doing some reflection, and you know what? If I was to tell my younger self anything, it would be choose your friends wisely. And that thought comes from I've just been looking around, as I said, doing some reflection, and most of the successful people I know or I'm seeing, they have a strong circle, a strong team, strong friendships, connections, all of these things. And if I was to advise any young people right now, your friendship groups are so important. If we look on the downside of that, I've also grown up and seen a lot of people fall off. A lot of people fall off. A lot of people turn to drugs. A lot of people go in jail, involved in street stuff. And 9 times out of 10 is due to who you are around, who you hang around, what you see, the energy you bring around you. It's so important. I think it's one of the most important things to think about. And a lot of people don't really focus on it, but it's so important. I remember when I was young, yeah, the vibe was always to be cool. Like everyone wants to be the cool kid, that you want to hang around with the cool kids. And that's all right within reason if they're about stuff. If you got cool friends that are actually ambitious and are on the way to doing great things, like they're following a passion, they're following a dream, and they're proactive with it. Yeah, being a cool kid in that regard makes sense. But also, don't shun the nerds, because some of those nerds are gonna grow up to be lawyers, doctors, engineers, scientists, all these great things that might help you later on in life. So before I dive deeper into it, yeah, obviously if you're older, it's difficult to build the type of bond I'm talking about with friends, because you're not in places. When you're older, you're more alone in a way, and you're more alone in a sense. What I mean by that is, an older man's lifestyle is family. You can be social, don't get it twisted, but you're more likely going to be busy. And if you're busy, there's not real time to feed friendships as much. So usually older people are holding on to the friends they made when they were younger, or just keep associates, if that makes sense. The advice would apply more to younger people that are in like schools, colleges, workplaces. Yeah, obviously older people can make friends in workplaces, but when you make friends young, right, you get a chance to build real bonds. And the reason why that is important is because now when you're older, right, because of your bonds and your relationships, you're able to help each other. And that's how the team gets rich. For example, you got a friendship group, yeah, and all of you are doing things. One wants to be a plumber, the other wants to be an electrician, the other wants to work in construction. Then you got maybe one on the creative side. Then you got one that wants to open a business or comes from a family that has money and they do business. Before you know it, that friendship group, as you grow older, you've got all the tools you need to do well in life, because you don't have to go and book an electrician that's going to charge you an arm and a leg. Your mate does it. Do you know what I mean? If you're, let's just say, if you're like a musician and you had one friend that's cold at graphic design, you had another friend that's sick at fashion, then another friend that wanted to work in the business of music, and another friend that wants to be a manager, you've got a whole team. Do you know what I mean? So that's my thing. And it might sound superficial, but the truth is, listen, you have to, like, in a certain ways you have to judge who you're around, because the same people that are around you can bring you up, and people that are around you can bring you down. And unfortunately, especially if you're in the West, it's capitalism. So to set yourself up well, is important you choose wisely who's around you. I'm not gonna lie. If you have more than one friend that is moving bummy, then you're not giving yourself much wiggle room to become something. Of course, you can grind yourself, you can do everything you need to do, but everyone knows, yeah, your network equals to your net worth, right? So take this advice and start young if you're a young person listening. If you're an older person listening, you ain't got much time. So any friendships, any people you do invest in or spend time with, make sure that they're about shit. Be wise. That's it. Like, this is what I would tell my son anyway. You can have that one friend that maybe you've built a bond with because you went to the same nursery and you was close then, and you've kept that friendship. But as you grow up and go through different stages of your life, don't just be collecting bummy friends. Real true, real talk. Don't just be collecting the bummy friends. Like, one, the reason why I said I wish I could tell my younger self this is because I've come to realize, yeah, that, well, I've done both. I've seen different types of lives. Like, I can say I've lived so many lives. So when I was younger, yeah, and I was like in I would say in school, secondary school, all I saw was the ends. I lived in a block, and I saw people that lived in the block. I made friends, other friends that were quite hood, and like buying houses, um, what real money is, traveling the world, all of these stuff. It wasn't on my radar. It wasn't on my radar. I didn't think. All I thought is you grind, you hustle, you get a yard, you pay rent. That was my mindset until I met other types of people, more middle class people. When I started moving, so the thing is, yeah, what I did with my life is I had one foot in the ends and one foot in the outside world, which exposed me to so much. I made friends in uni. I went college, uni, I made friends. I started to see more. I started to learn more. I started to see what other people aspire to. I learned about things like credit. I learned about mortgage. I learned about more financial things. I learned what real money is. Then I came across friends that were in totally different places to me. Like, the problem is, yeah, I can be my worst enemy. So for me, the amount of friends, because I'm quite lucky because I stand out. I'm tall, big, 6'5". When I go somewhere, I look like, I don't know. I attract people. People just start talking to me for whatever reason. And but the problem with me is I have my own communication issues in terms of like keeping up friendships. I'm quite an introvert. I would say I'm introverted, extrovert. Like, if you get me out, um, I will talk, I would entertain, all of that stuff. But keeping up friendship and calling when we're not together and all of that, I'm not the greatest at. So I haven't nurtured friendships as much. But I would say there's two people that I've been friends with, or I'm still tight with one of them, that because of the friendship, I've been exposed to more in life. And I've been in high places that people like me wouldn't usually go. And I've been exposed to more, and I've also had opportunities um, because of that. And it all boils down to friendship, because I probably couldn't get into certain places if I didn't have that friendship, or and with the other friend, there's certain things I've done, like in music or I've been around, I probably wouldn't have if it wasn't for that friendship, if that makes sense. So that's what I'm talking about. Like, friendships can really shape your life. Really. I don't know why people don't talk about this a lot, but friendships can actually shape your life. Do you know what I mean? And I've also, like, there are people, I think I said it earlier, but there, there are people that go around the wrong type of people, get peer pressured into things, and they end up in prison or they end up dead. There's also a thing called joint enterprise. Deep the word joint enterprise. That's a criminal offense that if you're around crime, it goes down and you're there, you can be arrested for that crime even if you weren't the one doing it. Now, all I can say with that one is thank the Lord God Almighty. Because, like I said, I've had hood friends. I've been in the ends. Do you know what I mean? I've seen shit. I've been there when shit has gone down. But for whatever reason, God kept me. And in my older age, now, I'm protected and there's nothing street I'm doing at all or I'm part of, or even friends that are hood, they've either grown up now or I don't really see them. Do you know what I mean? So I'm lucky, but that could have gone terribly wrong for me. And that again is the company I kept. Do you know what I mean? So it's so important, man. Young people, choose your friends wisely. If you want a better chance at making it, there's loads of different things you gotta do. Obviously, you gotta work hard. You gotta grind. You know, you gotta dream big, be ambitious. But one thing that we don't add to the list: choose your friends wisely. Choose your friends. They don't all have to be rich, but they all have to be about something. They have to have a skill. They have to be doing something. Do you know what I mean? There's so many services and so many things that happen in life that you may need. Like, do you know what I mean? You never know. But let them be about something. Something legit. Something that can. Sometimes the bad boy friends are cool because, as well, you'll get, I thought of it, backup. You know, you've got protection. But within reason. Don't go and get stupid people that are just crazy and that will do mad things because they're not fully there. But like people that can, someone that can hold his own and is strong. I mean, that's a good addition to a friendship group. Let's be honest. All I'm trying to say is all your friends should have some sort of value. Yeah. Otherwise, you're playing the game wrong. Only one friend, and the value that will be in a bummy friend has to be that maybe he's a good listening ear, or there has to be value. That's what I'd advise. And there shouldn't be room for someone. There should be more than one room for someone that ain't about shit. Do you know what I mean? And that person should only be someone that you've kind of had to be friends with just because of how life has worked out. It's like a God given kind of thing. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, I think that's all I got to say on that. So take this advice, man. Quesos, like, comment, subscribe, and I'm out.